you guys ever just woken up one morning with this strange urge to draw a cartoon character from the past, but by memory, because you haven't seen it in years? Because I have. And that's what this video is today. I'm going to try and draw 3 characters from cartoons that I watched years and years ago by memory. Let's see how that turns out. This is going to be a hoot. Let's start the video. Okay, so the 3 characters I'm going to draw today are Arnold from Hey Arnold, Chucky from the Rugrats, and then of course Mr. Popular himself, the one that should hopefully be the easiest, we'll find out, is SpongeBob SquarePants from SpongeBob SquarePants. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with SpongeBob first, because in my head I feel like that'll be way easier. I know SpongeBob is a square, so we got that part down. A little bubbly. He's a sponge, so he doesn't have to be perfect. Here are his shorts. Hopefully it'll look better in a second. I just gotta figure out where everything's gonna go. Okay. I mean, he has small legs. So they're kind of far apart, right? Shit, I don't even remember that part. I feel like his body should be a little longer. I know he has a high socks. So there are his high socks. I think his shoes are just boots, right? Something like that. Side note, people think I can draw, or at least the people in my family think I can draw. I cannot draw to save my life. I can doodle, I can make line designs and stuff like that, but drawing actual characters has never been my strong suit, and you guys are all about to find that out today. And then his suit is like, this is already crooked, I can see that from here. Okay, I think he had like a tie. Right, with the, or his tie was up here somewhere, and then it started from there. And then his arms, did his arms come out of his body? Of his sponginess? That doesn't look right. Okay, I'm gonna assume his hands came out of here, because that's the only part that makes sense to me. So you think you know a character, and his hands were just, I'm assuming 3. That, okay. Well, let's draw his eyes now. His eyes are pretty big. I don't know if they're that massive, but in my head, his eyes are like this. He has his nose and his mouth, right? His little this looks freaky. Alright, then he has his teeth with his mouth. But how are his eyes? Were his eyes like this? Oh no, looks bad. That's not how his eyes were. Like this. He's on cocaine. How are his eyes? His eyes are blue, I think. I should know that. Like this. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Yeah. I got like a very, very ugly rough draft of this guy. Of him. So now let's see if we can fix it. I'm like really close to the camera right now. I'm concentrating. His hands look terrible. Oh, I remember what's missing from him. Here we go. Spongebob. That looks bad. These are the only color pencils I found in my apartment, so we're gonna be very limited on our colors here. But here we go. To save time, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this process, and then we'll cut to Arnold. I'm not going to show the actual finished product until the end of this video, although you're going to probably see the speed art process, so you kind of already know how it ended up. But to see a side-by-side review, that's going to be towards the end of the video, so make sure you watch until then to see how it all came out. So the second one I'm going to do, which I think is the second easiest out of all three, would be Hey Arnold. Let's start off with his head, which looked like this, and his ears were here. And I do remember drawing the hat, because I used to be a professional Hey Arnold hat drawer. Anyways, I'm not that now, but I used to be really good at it. Okay, I think it was like this, something like that. Then his hair, something like that. Oops. I don't remember his hair being that high, but there we go. His nose was like basic, right? Like his mouth was basic too, I think. Maybe a curve, that's about it. I think he had just like a basic body, if I remember correctly. Let's do him with his arms crossed. Or kind of crossed. I don't know. Every time I think of Hey Arnold, I think of him doing the pose. Just pretend his hand is tucked in. Now y'all are probably saying, that's cop out, you just don't want to draw his hands, but you try drawing his hands. So I know he had his, what I always thought was a skirt, which ended up just being his flannel tied around him. So it was like that. And then his legs. No, I think his body's getting out of control. Okay. And I feel like he just had the basic cartoon shoes. That doesn't look right at all. And his hair looks ridiculous. I feel like I know what his eyes were, but I'm not gonna do it. I think they were just regular circles. No, that looks like a crazy person. This looks like the worst movie ever invented. But whatever, this is how I feel more or less what he looked like. So let's just go for it. So let's fix his head. I know for sure he had the baby. This is terrible. But now let's color it in, see if we can fix it up a bit. Okay, so now the third and final character that I will be drawing is gonna be Chucky. What's his last name? He had to have a last name. There's a Tommy Pickles, Chucky, Finster. Hey Finster. Is that ever a line in Chucky? I don't know. You guys know. Chucky from the Rugrats. Who will be drawing next? Let's start off with the glasses. I feel like the glasses would be easier. So here's glasses. And they were thick frames. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. I don't know what his hairline looked like, but that looks more like the mom. Oh shit. Okay. Let's get a little nose with his little ears. Let's try to draw the rest of his body. I know he had those collared t-shirts. It was like those ruffled up. And his clothes are baggy, so maybe that'll help us a bit. And his shorts, I remember, were green. They're also baggy. And his shoes were just, again, I'm not good with shoes. I'm just gonna go with the regular. They had strings coming out of them. I don't know. And then he had the shirts with, you know, like the kid collars. Oh, I know. He had, I don't know why I remember that, but oh, how are his hands though? Not like that. And his hair was like crazy. Maybe if I draw. Okay. So let's do it this way. There's something like that, right? You know who this looks like more like? Otto, I think, from Rocket Power. I don't know if it was Otto. The main character. It seems terrible, but we're gonna go ahead and color it in. And how was his mouth? I don't think he even had, I don't think he had a full-on mouth. I think he had oh my god. This is more or less what he looked like. Now to color it in and see the final result, so stay tuned for that end of the video. We have the 3 characters that I have drawn out today. Now it's time to do a side-by-side comparison to see how, I would say well, but it did not, it could have been worse. Yeah, let's just put it that way. So the first one we have is Spongebob, is Mr. Spongebob SquarePants. I drew him like this. It kind of looks similar, but it's off. It's like those off-brands. This isn't SpongeBob, this is Doodlebob, but more enhanced and colored in. This is basically Doodlebob from the episode when Doodlebob was in it. I'm gonna go ahead and put side-by-side comparisons. This looks like the half-brother to SpongeBob. That's who he looks like. But I got the eyes, they could have been lighter. I gave him buff legs in this one. And then I kind of flattened him out when he's more spongy. He doesn't have eyebrows, he only has lashes. So no wonder he came out looking a little weird. Moving on. Hey Arnold, who came out, so sad. This is my buddy Arnold. He's been off his medication a while. He's going through some stuff. Now let's see the comparison. Okay, so his head was more oval in my memory than it really was in here. I got the hat and the hair right, but I don't really think that's much. I mean, because that was a pretty obvious trait of his. The eyes is what got me though. I should have known his were more half shut. This one I just made him like full on coke. It's off, but it's there, if that makes sense. Alright, let's go with Chucky. It's like he wants to be Chucky, but he's not Chucky. You see this picture at a thrift store, you would know automatically, hey, that's Chucky from the Rugrats. But you would also know like, oh, that's probably why it's at this store rather than a fancy store, because he's there but he's not there. Chucky from the Rugrats. I didn't have a colored pencil that would match his skin tone, so I used like a yellowish type tint. For some reason I remember the little icon, the little logo he had on his shirt. And I just feel stupid because of course he doesn't have a hairline. I give this poor guy a hairline when his hair is literally running over his glasses. I gave him buck teeth, even though here he doesn't have buck teeth. This one I was actually not, could have been worse. I mean, out of the three, I think Chucky is oddly closest. It's the hairline. I don't know why, I just thought he had a forehead. He doesn't have a forehead. Maybe he doesn't all grown up, but I just never watched that one fully. I tried it didn't work. Or I think that about does it for this video. Let me know which one of these you think is the closest one. I will be posting it on my Instagrams. I now have 2 Instagrams. One is for my art stuff that I do post just art, you know, things I draw, all this and that. And then I have a second account now, which is more of the personal, narcissistic side of it. So if you want to follow that one, you can. I think that about does it. I will see ya. I don't know, I guess I'll just see ya. Peace out, my mans. I think this is how I say bye now. So bye.